Hello students, in composition of matter, today we'll see the next part of our lesson, and in this part we will see this part we are starting from the water a compound and milk a mixture. Okay, so before that, just in last lecture we have completed the difference between the element, compound and mixture, and we'll see for better understanding of this, otherwise for the revision purpose we'll see one video and then we'll start our lesson.
Hello everyone, in this video we'll study about elements, compounds and mixture. We already know about classification of matter based on its physical state, that is solid, liquid and gas. Now let's see its classification based on chemical constituents. It is classified as pure and impure. Pure. Substances containing only one type of particles are pure substances. It includes elements and compounds. Example, water is a pure substance because it contains only one type of particles, that is, molecules of H2O only. Next is impure. Substances containing more than one type of particles includes mixture. Example, milk is an impure substance. You might be thinking, how milk can be impure? I drink pure milk at my home. So friends, here I am not talking about the purity based on whether your milkman has added water in it or not. Here purity refers to the type of particles present. Milk has proteins, fats, lactose and number of different type of particles, therefore making it impure. So now let's talk about elements, compounds and mixture. Elements. It cannot be simplified further, and the smallest entity of an element is atom. Example, iron, hydrogen, carbon, all are elements. Next is compound. It is a material made up of two or more substances combined chemically in a fixed ratio. The smallest entity of a compound is a molecule. Since they are combined chemically, it can only be separated by a chemical process. Their characteristics include they do not retain the properties of their parent elements. For example, H2O and CO2. You see here in H2O, hydrogen and oxygen gas molecules are combined chemically to give H2O, that is water, and in CO2, carbon and oxygen are combined chemically to give CO2. Next is mixture. It is a material made up of two or more different substances combined physically in any ratio. You see in mixture they are combined physically, while in a compound they are combined chemically. So the mixture can be separated by general physical means. They retain the properties of their parent substances. Next, its example include milk. Further mixtures are classified as homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture has the same proportion of its component throughout the given sample. It consists of one phase. As when you dissolve salt in water, you get a homogeneous mixture as you can't differentiate between salt and water. But heterogeneous mixture has different proportion of its component throughout the sample. It consists of two or more phases. Example, as you dissolve sand in water, it settles down and two different layers are formed. It occurs in the form of colloids and suspensions. I know you might be still confused between compounds and mixture. So let's make it more clear by taking an example of water molecule. H2O is made up of H2 and oxygen. Oxygen gas has the property that it supports combustion, and hydrogen gas is highly combustible, as it is clear from these two images. Next, these both H2O and O2 can be mixed in two different ways. First, if we simply add and mix them in a beaker, we get a mixture, as their properties are still retained, as it is still combustible and it still supports burning. Next, if we mix them chemically using electrolysis, we get a compound, that is water molecule. Here the properties of parent atoms are lost because water is neither combustible nor it supports burn. So that's all about the topic. Thank you for watching the video.
Now we saw one video. It shows the difference or the properties of element, compound, and the water. And from that you understand that element, it is made up of from only one type of atoms, and it is pure. Compound is made up of two or more type of atoms, and mixture is a what it elements, compound all are included in the mixture. Okay. Now we'll see the water, a compound. Water, a compound. A pure water is a compound formed by chemical combination of the element. What they told you? A pure water is a compound formed by chemical combination of the element. And which are those? Just now we seen that hydrogen, that matchstick they shown you here, it was burning, and there was one balloon. Okay, in that balloon H2 was filled. Okay, and when they put the fire near this, then what happens, that gas started burning. So as you know that the water is made up of, water's formula is H2O, meaning of it is hydrogen and oxygen is there. So here this H2 plus O2, this hydrogen is there, this hydrogen is what happens, it is burn itself. Okay, it burn itself, and oxygen is there. Without oxygen nothing is burning, means it helps for the burning. But H2O is there, it is neither combustible and nor what helps for the burning, means it is not burning, but we are using this for the what, to extinguish the fire. Okay, so that is only given here. A pure water is compound formed from the chemical combination of elements. Which are those elements? Oxygen and the hydrogen. Whatever may be source of water, whatever may be the source of water, the proportion of its constituent element oxygen, hydrogen by weight is 8:1. Okay, hydrogen by weight is 8:1. So what they told you, the oxygen and hydrogen's percentage given 8:1, means 8 is oxygen and 1 is the what, hydrogen. In this way its proportion is there. And then hydrogen is inflammable, hydrogen is inflammable gas, and oxygen supports for the combustion, means hydrogen is inflammable, it burns itself. Okay, if you take matchstick near the hydrogen gas, it is burning with pop sound and it produces a sound. And oxygen is there, it supports for the combustion, means it helps for the combustion. However, the compound water formed by the chemical combination by gaseous element. Okay, which gaseous element? And one more thing is that hydrogen is a gas, hydrogen is gas, oxygen is also a gas, but water is a liquid, water is a liquid. And these all things are possible because of the chemical reaction is takes place in between the hydrogen and oxygen, and the original properties of the hydrogen and oxygen, what happens, get changed, and it forms the water molecule. It is liquid and it helps for the extinguishing the fire. However, a compound water formed by the chemical combination of gaseous element, these are hydrogen and the oxygen, is a liquid, and it is neither inflammable and nor does it support for the combustion. On the contrary, it helps in the extinguishing fire, means to extinguish fire. Okay, what happens, this water helps. So this is the waters. Do you know water is there? Now next, milk. What we are thinking? Yes, milk is a one, means it is a homogeneous mixture actually. A mixture. Milk is a mixture of water. It is a mixture of water, lactose, fats, proteins, few more natural substances. And so, as you know that milk inside, what happens, from milk we take out the butter. Okay, again from the milk, means butter is present inside, means fat is present, and lactose is there, means it taste is what, little bit sweet, means it inside it who is present, lactose is present, fat is present, protein, and the, you know that you see in the advertise they are showing that proteins are present, and you are studying also from the so many years, that is proteins are present in the milk. Okay, so the proportion of the various ingredients of milk in milk is different as per source. What they told you, the proportion of various ingredients, means as per source means that milk is the buffalo's milk, otherwise it is the milk of cow, otherwise as you know that so many animals are there, after giving birth to their young one, they are giving the, they are means mammary glands are there, they are producing the milk. So whose milk is there, on it depends upon the which content is or which ingredients are present inside the milk. The proportion of means fats are more in the buffalo's milk, okay, than that of the cow's milk, and the proportion of fat of cow milk is 3 to 5%, while 6 to 9% is present in the buffalo's milk. The ingredient water is naturally present in large proportion in milk. The ingredient water is naturally present in large proportion means, as you know that what liquid is, milk is a liquid, and it is liquid because the water is present inside it. Therefore milk exists in liquid state, and that's why milk is present in the liquid state. Now the sweetness of the milk is due to the which, lactose, which is sugar. How lactose and glucose are the sugar, types of sugar. In other word, and due to this lactose, the taste of sugar is little bit sweet. In other words, the properties of the constituent substance are retained in the milk. What they told you, as you know that the water is how much, what is it, is liquid. Milk is also liquid, means liquid property milk shows. Then lactose means lactose sugar taste is sweet, and the milk is also little bit sweet, and fats also are present inside it. When we boil it, what happens, we get a kind of a layer, okay, we say to it sai, okay, on it it's present on the surface of the milk, means fat, lactose, that sugar and the water, they are showing their own properties inside the milk, and that's why milk is a mixture, it is not a compound. Understood all of you? Why milk is a mixture? Because all these constituents which are present in the milk, which are those constituents, that is lactose, sugar, fat, protein, a few more natural substances, and water. These all things are there, they show their own properties inside the milk. But in water inside, hydrogen and oxygen is present, and this hydrogen and oxygen, they are not showing its properties in a form, in a water, okay, and that's why water is a compound. That is the difference between the compound and matter, what mixture also, and the milk and the milk also, milk and the water. Now types of element. Now here what they told you, try this. Take a following object. Which objects we have to take? Iron nail or sheet, copper wire, aluminium wire, a piece of coal, rub, and we have to rub each other the fresh surface of the sandpaper. Now these all things are there, we have to rub on the sandpaper, okay, and observe. Then hammer each object with force. Afterwards what we have to do? We have to hammer it and record the observation in the following table. Now if you see here, nail, copper wire, aluminium wire, a piece of coal, these things are there. If we rub it on the sandpaper, this is suppose a sandpaper you knows, I think, okay, then on this sandpaper what happens, if we rub, then what happens, suppose it is a nail, so what happens, we see it shines. If you rub the copper wire, it is also shining, aluminium wire also shining. But piece of coal, what happens, it forms its pieces, small what particles are formed from the coal, okay. That is our observation regarding to this iron nail, copper wire and the aluminium. These three are there, they are shining, and copper, what happens, it forms its small particles. Secondly, when we rub this nail, what happens, it forms its it flattens, and what happens, we can form the sheet from it. Copper wire also, what happens, we can, if we hammer it, it forms a sheet. Aluminium wire also, it forms a sheet. But when you coal is there and when you hammer it, then it forms a small particles, okay. And these particles, what happens, these particles are what, these are the particles of the carbon, okay. That is your observation. Now from this observation, what do you understand? That we will see in the next. So see here they gave the activity. So iron nail is there, So iron nail, it's shining. Iron nail, when we rub it, then it shine. Yes, it shines. Copper wire, yes, it shines. Aluminium wire, yes, it shine. And coal pieces, no. It is shining, no. Does the shape flatten or break into the small pieces by hammering? So iron nails, what happens? The shape is flattened. It forms a sheet. Means only it flattens. Then copper wire also flattens. Aluminium wire also flattens. But coal pieces, what happens? It breaks into small pieces. Break into small pieces. Break into small pieces. Okay. So from this, what do you understanding? The elements which are this is iron. Iron is represented by letter Fe. Copper Cu. Aluminium Al. And coal pieces C. From this, the object in the above activity are which are elements iron, copper, aluminium and the carbon respectively. All of you note down this box and send me. Okay. Now I will take the next part. See here. The object in the above activity, that is made up of ferrous. Iron means ferrous. Copper, that is cuprous. These are the names of this element, scientific names. Aluminium, only called as aluminium. Carbon, C respectively. Fill in the table basis of the observation obtained on doing the above two tests in each of the object. Elements having shining surfaces. Okay. So what happens? Which elements are, what happens? Shines after So which elements are shine after this? After rubbing it on the sandpaper. So these are ferrous. Then the next copper, and next is the aluminium. Okay, these substances. Elements that flatten on hammering, the same: ferrous, copper and the aluminium. Fe, copper and the aluminium. Next, elements with dull surface. Which is the element with dull surface? That is the carbon. Element breakdown I am hammering. This is the carbon. C for carbon. So from this observation you can notice that element has different what? Physical properties. And which are those properties? Luster. Luster means what? Shining. Okay. And paleness means dullness. Malleability. Malleability means we can form the sheets from it. Okay. Okay. The iron sheets are there. Otherwise gold sheets are there. And you seen in the experiment, that is the Rutherford's experiment. Inside Rutherford use the wet gold sheet. Okay, these types of sheet we can make. Sheet, if we can make the sheet from a substance, then it is called as a, again we will see, then I will tell you the name of it. According to that element are classified. Early time elements were classified into which? Metals and the non-metals. So the substances which show this character, those are metals. Those are metals. And substances which show these two characters, those are non-metals. They are non-metals. Okay, so here what they told you, you notice that the substance which have the shiny surface and we can make sheet from it, those are metals, while that of they have the dull surface and break after hammering, these are called as the non-metals. Okay, now after invention of new element, the new type, that is the metalloid, is discovered. The detailed study of this type of element made in the chapter metals and non-metals. And from this what they told you, if it shines, it is malleable, those are called as metal. If they are dull and they cannot make the sheet from hammering, those are called as the non-metals. And one more type is their metalloid, but we will study this in the next new lesson, okay, and which is that lesson, metals and non-metal. Inside we will do the study of metalloids. So today we'll stop here only. All of you do the study, complete this activity, okay, and send me on my personal number, okay. So today we will stop here only, okay. Thank you.